straight out to Kathy Bellich, reporter with CNN affiliate WFTV. Kathy, what can you tell me?
Well, Tim Miller said he had never had a family act like this before. He said that defense attorney
Wait. Back it up, Kathy. Tim Miller is the founder of Texas EquiSearch. He himself is a crime victim. His daughter was murdered, and since then he has devoted himself to finding missing people, including Kelly. Okay, Kathy, I'm on the edge of my seat. Tell me.
He said he had never had a family act like this before. He said that defense attorney Jose Baez introduced himself, thanked him for helping, but said he couldn't talk to Casey. And Miller was confused about that because Casey was the last person to see Kaylee alive, and that's usually who they would talk to. He said that the family acted very strangely. There was very bizarre behavior going on there, and he knew this wasn't the typical situation he had gotten involved in before.
You know, Ellie Jostad, our chief editorial producer on the story, Tim Miller has had a million chances on air to say all this, but out of respect for the family, he's never breathed a word of it. What else do we learn from Tim Miller, who goes down there at his own expense and what money he can raise from volunteers and donations to try to find Kelly? What else do we learn out of these police files?
Well, Tim Miller describes, and some of his fellow EquiSearch volunteers also talk about this to the police. Apparently, after about 4 days of spending time with the Anthony family, spending time in the home, spending time with Casey Anthony, Tim Miller says that he finally broke it to George and Cindy that they were going to have to start doing a ground search. In other words, and he doesn't come right out and say this to them, but we're going to have to consider the possibility that she's dead.
Okay, so bottom line, we don't think we're looking for a live Kelly. We're looking for a body now. So he tells George Anthony that. What happens?
Right. So apparently he says that Cindy Anthony's attitude totally changed at that point, but George went in, talked to Casey, got her to come out, sit down at the table with all of them.
Come out of where? Come out of where?
Come out of her bedroom, which is apparently where she spent most of her time, according to Tim Miller. So he gets her to come out. They all sit down at a table. Tim Miller has a map. George says, Casey, mark an X on this map where they should start looking. And apparently she was about to do it, but Cindy Anthony got very angry with everybody, told them to get out of her house. Casey went back to her bedroom. She never marked the map.
Whoa. You're putting a little sugar on the pill, aren't you, Ellie? Because what they said, the volunteers with Texas EquiSearch said that Cindy Anthony goes into a screaming, cursing fit and tells them, the volunteers, to try to find the baby to get the F out of her house.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of Tim Miller's colleagues said that she said either get the H out of the house or get the F out of the house. Tim Miller put it a little more delicately. He said that it just was not a nice way that she told them to leave.
So they've been there for 4 days. What exactly, Ellie? We've all reviewed the police files. What exactly does Miller and then the other volunteers in the home say about Top Mom's demeanor? This is in the days, the hours after it's discovered Kelly's gone, the baby's gone.
Well, Tim Miller says that Casey Anthony was walking around with a smile on her face the whole time, asking if they needed anything to eat. She even volunteered to make them meatloaf. But he says he never once heard her say, "Help me find my daughter." He never once even heard Casey Anthony say her daughter's name.